So it seems like this year might not be Daniela's year. I feel like every time I get on the internet, everyone's always posting a clip or saying something about Daniela and saying that she's a very mean person. And I feel like it doesn't help with this wild era. I mean, in this wild era, it's turned into Daniela and co, Daniela and friends. It seems like Daniela is being pushed as a sinner, and I don't think a lot of Katseye fans really like that. Now listen, I don't think that she's really a bad person or rude or mean, but I do think there's some things that she does that may just look weird. If you're new here, hi, my name is Kinda Winking. Welcome to my channel. Today's drink of choice, for the people that have been here for a minute, y'all know what I'm about to pull over. It's the Kyon special and iced Americano. And listen, I've seen the comments. Y'all are like, girl, every day it's an iced Americano. We're not gonna do that, all right? Last week, I had an iced matcha latte one of the days, okay? So, and trust me, I'll get variety eventually, but for right now, when I film these videos, girl, let me have my iced Americano. I just wanna say thank you for all the new subscribers, and I posted my very first video on Monday that was 30 minutes long, and a lot of you were saying that you really like the longer videos. So I hope in the future I can bring you some long videos. No promises though, because I get scared about talking that much. But since you guys enjoy it, I do wanna try to work on creating longer content. Also, my birthday is coming up September 26th, and I would just love for all of you to follow me on Instagram and support a baddie on Instagram, you know, like join the kingdom. I've been seeing all of you on Instagram and I love it, but I want to see some more of you, okay? I want to see some more of you, especially the new ones over here. Go ahead and tap into that Instagram. Thank you. Oh wait, also we have a Discord. In the Discord, we talk about all Katseye stuff, anything that's going on. We have a food channel. People share their food and they just show anything that's going on. Just a fun place to pop in and talk. So feel free to join. It's in the description below. So grab your drink, grab your snack. Let me know if you're at work, if you're driving, or getting ready for something, and let's get into this. Now, if I'm gonna be real, I feel like Daniela really didn't get this like negative rap of being a mean girl until this year. I honestly think it all started off at the beginning of this year in January when Daniela was on SNL. Not Daniela, just all the Katseye girls. They went to SNL and they were promoting their Super Bowl performance and they were teasing Pinky Up. Even Manon was teasing it, and you know, her hiatus happened after, so like we knew Manon was supposed to be in it, but like it's not the video, it's not the point, okay? But yes, Daniela was there and they were all playing a game, and essentially the game was, oh, tell us like your favorite trait about each of the Katseye members. And then for Daniela, when she was talking about Sophia, she goes, I think Sophia's a really good liar.
Okay, I think I would want to switch with Sophia just because she's really good at lying, and I want to like know how she.
That's finally.
I'm like, how does she like keep that like straight face? And I can never tell if she's like being for real or not. So yeah, I want to try.
Oh my God.
Lastly.
There you go.
Okay.
And I've said this time and time again, but whenever I watched that clip, originally I did not think it was like this big of a deal. Like I just thought it was like a funny short moment. Like I thought it was just a cute thing. But Daniela, girl, to kick off the year with the bang. Daniela was getting dragged. I'm not joking. Day and night, up and down the street, they were dragging her like she had like really done a problem. Like they were dragging her so badly, and I was like, oh my God, like this girl really does have haters. Essentially got so bad that Sophia had to come out and be like, guys, she was joking. Like I love her. There's no problem between us. And I was just like, okay, I didn't think it needed to be that big of a deal. I thought it was like a cute moment. And also with like Saturday Night Live and those type of shows, a lot of the things are like rehearsed. I'm gonna be real, keep it real. A lot of things are rehearsed, the questions are pre-planned, so they already kind of know their answers. That's why I kind of felt like it shouldn't have been this big of a deal, you know? Like maybe she said that and it wasn't like her script or anything, but I'm sure they all went through the questions and they kind of all knew something of the sort of who was gonna like take the fall for this joke. And listen, based off that one moment, I don't think that she's weird or a bad person. Was it shade? Yes, but that was the whole point of the game. Like I feel like it was like fun shade, it wasn't that deep. And listen, it's gonna all make sense, but literally a few weeks later, Manon gets put on a hiatus. And I feel like once Manon got put on a hiatus, it kind of stirred the pot. Because icons were like, girl, what is going on? Is it Lopsided Bun? Is it the head of Hypex Geffen? Is it the girls? Is it what's going on? The first few hours of Manon hiatus, it was a good time. It was not a good time, but it was like good for Daniela. Like they weren't really attacking Daniela until Daniela's father gets on his phone and goes online and starts talking bad about Manon. And listen, before we continue, I just want to make it clear, I'm not blaming Daniela for her dad's actions. Like that's not the point here. I'm just saying this did play a role in why people believe Daniela is a mean girl and why Daniela is like quote unquote evil. Not my words, other people's words. I don't think that girl is evil, but I know other people think that she is evil. And I feel like this plays a big role into it, especially in 2026. Like everyone really kind of like turned on her after this moment. If you're new here or not even a Katseye fan, I know some people that watch me do not even listen to Katseye music, but they just kind of watch to support. And listen, I love it, so I'm gonna break this down for you as if you don't know any of these people. Daniela's father gets online, his name is Raphael. He gets online and he's like, come back when you're ready to work. Katseye's bigger than one girl. The show must go on. Like crazy, crazy online. And everyone is like, Daniela, did you speak to your father? Like, what is going on? Like, it was a mess. And then there was a bunch of fake accounts that were posting fake stuff saying like, I talked to Daniela before. That was completely fake. There was also other accounts where they were pretending to be the father and he was saying like, oh, I want Daniela to be nothing like Manon. That was also fake. But what was not fake was that Facebook comment where he was talking about Lisa from Blackpink's body and talking about Asian hips and Latina hips or whatever. Not lips, hips. That was extremely weird. Still just weird. And I'm not talking about Daniela, girl, her father. That was just weird. That was just so weird. Everyone was like, girl, what? And I'm not joking. I think Daniela got hit more than her dad did because, listen, it's one thing in the Katseye fandom to like, Katseye fandom fighting, it's one thing. Once they brought Lisa into it, oh, girl, Blinks that I know were like, Kyon, did you see this? And I'm like, girl, what? Like, please, like, it's not worth the fight, okay? But the Blinks were on Daniela, Katseye fans were on Daniela, like, it was just not a good time for that girl, okay? And not to mention, all the Katseye girls are currently being muted right now, like by the label or by themselves or whoever. They're currently on mute and not saying anything to Manon because it's, the beginning of our hiatus. And listen, personally, when Daniela's dad was saying all of this, I was like, girl, you're probably talking to your dad and he's probably saying this like, he's probably mad for you and that's why he feels so strongly about this. And no, yeah, that's how I felt. I'm not even giving benefit of the doubt, girl, that's how I felt. Because if anyone else's father came online and talked about me and I'm friends with you, I'd be like, girl, what'd you tell your father? I'd be like, what'd you tell your father? It's one thing for your father to say this behind closed doors, but to get online and type it out and press send on 3 different posts is kind of like, okay, girl, I do feel a little bit hit. Like, I feel a little hit. I also think that because her dad spoke out and talked about this, icons really started to nitpick every single thing that she was doing. And Daniela started getting like attacked for, well, she always got attacked for overdancing, but it didn't get this bad until I feel like this year. People were really nitpicking every time she danced, every time she was breathing. Literally, Daniela could literally walk and they'd be like, she's walking too aggressive. And I'm like, I get it, you don't like her, but like, let's tone it down, okay? And I feel like at this point, we're still 2 months into the year. It's like February, we're about to go into March. And around March, I wanna say is when a lot of people are like, okay, are Daniela and Manon not friends? What is going on with them? Because like, this is just all weird. Mind you, this is in March before the Pinky Up and before Coachella. Everyone's just wondering like what's going on behind the scenes because it's literally radio silence. And I feel like in March or April, right before Pinky Up came out, one of the Katseye fan pages, not the official ones, but one of the Katseye fan pages, they were talking about Daniela and Naisha. Listen, at this point, I hope y'all know who Naisha is. I'm not giving spark notes. I'm not getting into her. Y'all know how I feel about Naisha. Naisha knows how I feel about her. We're gonna leave that there. Peace and love, sister. I don't have anything else to say about you. But essentially, Naisha is Daniela's friend who is like a singer, like singer, like, okay, like we all sing at this point. She's a singer and she's very shady to Manon. She basically is copying Manon's style. She invalidated Manon's blackness and she just does not want to give Manon credit for literally anything, which I just don't respect at all. But anyways, back to the main point, okay? Because I'm about to get off track if I start talking about her. One of the Katseye fan pages at the time, they started posting like a throwback of Daniela and Naisha hanging out. And when I saw this around like March, April, I was like, girl, why is this coming now? Because at this point, it had been over a year since the whole debacle. I was like, oh, y'all are being shady. And at this point, I didn't realize that a lot of the icons in the fandom didn't know about like what happened between like Naisha, Daniela, and Manon. But they had brought up how Naisha and Daniela were hanging out, and then Manon saw it because of like the fan pictures, and she archived all the posts. And listen, I'm gonna put my little thinking hat on. I think the timing is weird. I'm not gonna say that someone on Highbikes Gap sent that to a fan page, but I'm just gonna say someone has it out for the Katseye girls or one of the girls because I don't know how that just randomly came up in March before their comeback. Like, it was a little too calculated, okay? I don't think Hypex Gavin was a part of it. I think one of the messy fans that just does not like Daniela resent that to one of the pages and be like, hey, can you talk about this? Because a lot of people don't know about it. I think that's honestly how it started resurfacing. Because I swear, it was kind of crickets about like Naisha, Daniela, and Manon. It was crickets. It was really crickets until the Pinky Up era. But once these fan pages start talking about Naisha, Daniela, and Manon again, it really just refuels everything. I'm gonna be so real. Like, girl, Dream Academy fans from when the show was on were coming back and they were like, no, Naisha's weird, Daniela's weird, blah. But for me, I'm gonna be real. When I watch Dream Academy, and you can say what you want, you can do whatever, but, and this is not even opinion, Just for a fact, Manon and Daniela were like this during Dream Academy, so that at least lets me believe that Daniela is not a terrible person. Like, if she was terrible and disgusting, Manon and her would not get along, you know? Like, if she was just such a bad person, I don't think that they would be close friends. Now, obviously, as we see, Daniela and Manon have fell out, but listen, friendships run their course, people become friends and they end their friendship. I don't think that that is really, you know, a lot of our business. Well, a lot of our business, maybe the wrong word, but you get what I'm saying, okay? Like, I'm not judging them for not being friends anymore. I just think that since knowing that they were so close in Dream Academy and that really, I'm gonna be real, it seemed like, and some of the You in the Kingdom reminded me that like, Daniela and Manon were like very close in Dream Academy. It seemed like that was like Daniela's only friend and that was Manon's only friend. Well, Daniela was actually friends with Naisha too, so not really Daniela's only friend. But it seems like when all the girls were in therapy talking bad about Manon, when they were on the show talking bad about Manon, I'm gonna be real, Daniela wasn't really on that show being messy towards Manon. Other people, sure, whatever. But to Manon, she was not being messy to her. And you know what? I call that girl shady all day, all up and down, but I'm gonna be real. During Dream Academy, she wasn't being shady to Manon. That was a real friend, as from what I could see. Okay, that was a real friend. I'm gonna give her 10s for being real at that moment. But knowing that Daniela and Manon were so close during Dream Academy, it really did make me feel kind of sad for like their friendship when they weren't as close anymore. Because like, who doesn't love seeing two good best friends? I'm gonna be real. Like, I love seeing that. And it made me feel even more sad when I get online and I saw Daniela hanging out with Naisha. I just felt away. And listen, I know people are like, well, Daniela and Naisha were friends first. Whatever. We say before, girl, they knew each other a few months before. Like, y'all are, let's clear the air really quick. Let's just clear the air. Daniela and Manon, they were friends, and Daniela and Naisha were friends. Naisha joined the not Naisha, Daniela, girl, my name. Manon joined the program a lot later than all the other girls because obviously all the other girls were auditioning and went through the whole process. Manon was scouted. It's a little bit different. So obviously Manon came a lot later than the other girls. But it was only by what? A few months? Like, y'all want to say Naisha was friends with her first. Girl, this is by a few months. Like, at that point, it does not matter when it comes to friendship. Especially when Naisha is invalidating Manon's blackness online. And I'm not even going, like, not even no shade, none of that. Naisha went online and validated Manon's blackness. Laura and Manon both unfollowed her. Daniela doesn't unfollow her. Daniela doesn't unfollow her at all. And that, like, that's weird. That's just weird. That's just weird. Like, it's just weird to me. That's just weird to me. But I always gave her the benefit of the doubt because I know how it is to, like, unfollow someone. And Daniela was probably like, girl, I don't want that smoke. I'm not gonna unfollow her. But like, that's, you know, I was just thinking like, maybe she didn't unfollow her and she just kept her space from her. And I'm gonna put a pin in that and we'll come back to the unfollowing and all of that because I got something for that, okay? Give me a second. I understand why Daniela didn't unfollow her. I'm like, okay, maybe she's just keeping the peace. But I'm like, a friend to all is a friend to none, girl. And then when we got those pictures online of Naisha and Daniela hanging out, I looked at that and I was like, girl, that's weird. That's weird. You're hanging out with your sister, your best friend's op that invalidated her blackness, so much so that your other member that's not black unfollowed her just out of solidarity for Manon. Like, let's be real. Let's be real. That's not weird. That's like, is that not weird? Why can Laura unfollow Naisha, but Daniela can't? That's not weird? Like, I just don't get it. That's just, the situation was so weird to me. And let's not forget that after those pictures came out of them hanging out, Manon went right on Instagram and said, oh no, honey. Manon started unliking Daniela pictures. She started privating Daniela pictures or archiving them off her personal Instagram. Like, come on now. And you want me to believe that Manon didn't see that as shady? You want me to believe that? No, Manon saw that and she was like, no, this is a little bit weird. And mind you, this happened well over a year ago and all of this starts resurfacing earlier this year when Manon's on hiatus. About a month after her hiatus, this is all resurfacing and people they're getting riled up again. Girl, you see me, I'm getting riled up again. And girl, we're about to go into September. Like, we're in the last quarter of the year almost. Like, listen, everyone was just getting riled up because Manon was on hiatus and we were not getting any transparency, any updates, or literally anything. At this point, we're about a month and a half into the hiatus, Manon's hiatus, and it's getting pretty much quiet. You know, it's not like there's not a lot going on. They're doing shows and, you know, it's fine. Daniela's not getting attacked. Well, she's getting her lashings, but it gets worse towards later the year. Like, this is not even the beginning of it. That is until Pinky Up is announced. And the day that Pinky Up is announced, we know what happens. Manon takes Katseye out of her Instagram bio and, like, you know, things start getting shut down. Like, it was just not a cute time for icons. Like, girl, I remember being on TikTok every single day being like, Manon's leaving Katseye, Manon's going to Coachella, Manon's not going, blah, blah, blah. Like, all this stuff was happening. And I want to say it was like a 2-week limbo period. But in that limbo period, we get this video. And it's this video of them doing the Pinky Up choreo, and the song had leaked. And in the video, we see Daniela and Manon. And listen, you may be like, where are you going with this? Follow me here, because just follow me here. Trust me on this. I think that this played a pivotal part in like Katseye fans turning on Daniela. Now, obviously because of like copyright laws and like whatever, I am not about to get sued, girl. You know Hybex Zephin is looking for any reason to flag these videos, so I am not gonna show this footage. But in the schematics or like the drawing out for the video, there was this scene where the trunk opens in the Pink Up music video. And in that truck, Manon was supposed to be there. And like, we got that confirmed, I think, through the like leaked video. Manon was originally supposed to be in this trunk though. When the Pinky Up video comes out, Manon is nowhere to be found. She's not returning with the girls. And you know who is in the trunk? Daniela. And listen, say what you want, but I have never seen a timeline switch so fast. It went from Pinky Up's gonna be such a good era, Manon's gonna be back with them, to then once we saw Daniela in this trunk, people were like, is she Manon's replacement? Why would they do that? And why does she look like this? And why is she the center? Blah, blah, blah. They were going so hard on her. And I'm going to be real. I think that they should have reworked the music video. I think they should have had someone else be in the trunk. I think if Yoonchae was in the trunk, this would have made this a lot better. I think if Lara was in the trunk, Sophia, anyone else besides Daniela being in this trunk, I think low-key it would have made this a lot better. Because this started the whole Daniela and the girls softly, just softly, okay? And also, it's not just her being in the trunk of this video that really started this. When we go back to the leaked video, this was really supposed to be a Daniela and Manon era. They were going to be dancing together, having a good time, and you know, this was them just like their choreography. They're supposed to be the pair together. It was going to be them basically during the whole Pinky Up era. So then when Manon got removed, it really did turn into a Daniela here. Like, and say what you want, Daniela looked good. Let's be real. She didn't look ugly. That's not what we're calling here. Don't get it twisted. She looked good in that clip. She looked good in all the things that she's been, and a lot of the things that she's been in. Keeping it real. Just like all the Katseye girls, they look good in most things they are. Sometimes though, those stylists put them in some weird outfits that are not cute. And not at all. Like, I'm just gonna be real. Katseye goes to Coachella, they perform well, they do good, whatever. We're gonna skip some time, you know, maybe like, let's go back until a month and a half ago, I wanna say. Katseye did this article, or this interview, I believe. I forgot who it was with, but it was when Daniela had her bleached brows. And listen, I'm not coming for her looks when I say this, but I do not think that her bleached brows should have been a topic of discussion for the Katseye girls themselves. And I think if they were going to talk about it, I think that it should have been very, 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 very filtered, and it should have been a PR-approved response. Because this conversation really fueled the mean girl Daniela like allegations even more. The whatever you want to say, it fueled it a lot. Because what does Daniela say when she gets her eyebrows done? What does she do? Not even say, what does she do? And it gets published in an article. She FaceTime her father. Girl. Like, girl. And I've told y'all many times, I've told y'all a million times, I'm not saying Daniela should not talk to her father. Girl, have a relationship with him, girl. I don't care. But my thing is, keep that away from us. And that's not even too much to ask when your dad was being so gross to the black girl in your group that is now being forcibly removed. He was being so dirty to him, and you're gonna be like, I'm gonna call my father to show my brows. Girl, no. You should have said, I'm gonna call a friend, or I'm gonna call someone, or I'm gonna call my man, or just anything. Not saying that her dad is her man. I mean Daniela's boyfriend, who we will get to in another video. Trust me, I'm working on it, okay? But she could have said anything besides, I'm gonna call my dad, especially because Daniela has never publicly came out and addressed her dad. Let's just keep it real. And I'm not expecting her to, but I would at least think that if you don't address your dad publicly, then why are you bringing up here, knowing that he did so many disgusting things to the black member of your group? Just like, let's just keep it real. If my dad, if my mom, if anyone online, or like anyone in my family went online and talked badly about one of my friends, I would address it with them. I would come online and be like, girl, I'm so sorry that this happened. Like, trust me, it'll never happen again. And we'll keep it pushing, you know? That would have been fine. But it seemed like, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, but it seemed like for me, honestly, and a lot of icons also felt this way, when she said, I'm gonna FaceTime my dad to show her my brows, everyone was like, girl, so you and your dad are fine? Like, you don't care what he did to Manon? A lot of the people really felt like, oh, if you're fine with like calling your dad and it's not this big of a deal, then that means that you don't care what he said to Manon because you probably told him those things. And this is not, listen, I'm not the only person saying that. I don't want to sit here and be like, I think this, I do believe it a little bit. I do, no shade, no shade. Because if someone in my family did something shady online, the last thing that I would do is get on this video right here and be like, let me call them. Girl, no, you will forget that I even have that family member. I'm literally not even joking. It should be that way because why are you giving your dad this like PR, this press, this good light as if he did not do all of this bad stuff? And I want to say from that point, a month and a half ago, up until now, all of these next few things that happened it just made her look like a mean girl. I'm just gonna keep it real. Also in an interview around this time, Daniela also talks about, you know, her bleached brows, but she also talks about how she doesn't have a lot of friends outside of Katseye, and she gets FOMO when like her and the Katseye girls are not hanging out, or when she gets FOMO whenever she sees the Katseye girls hanging out with their friends. And listen, I feel like that's just like your normal 20s. You know, you always see your friends hanging out, and of course it's normal to get FOMO, or it's normal to like want more friends or want to go do things, especially like not having friends outside of your girl group. Like that's completely normal. But I think that comment paired with like her, I'm gonna FaceTime my dad, show my brows, just didn't read well, and people turn that into a Daniela's a pick me, Daniela doesn't have any friends because she's a mean girl, you know? It kind of like, it really just went together. I hate to be like this, but like it really just blended together. I don't even believe that personally. Like I don't believe that she's an evil person. I just believe that she was just talking about really being a 20-year-old and like getting FOMO and wanting to hang out, you know? And the icons took this as Daniela's a mean person, that's why she doesn't have a lot of friends. I don't know. I can't tell you what to believe. Personally, I don't know. I feel like she does have friends, but maybe she has less than the other Katseye girls. Because if we're gonna be real, it does seem like the other Katseye girls, girl, they be out. I'm not here to spill no one's tea, but the girls be out in LA. Like, girl, as someone that doesn't live too far away from where they be out at, they be out. I'm gonna leave it there, okay? So far in 2026, we have her talking about Sophia being a good liar. We have Manon going on hiatus, and then everyone attacking her because they figure out the Naisha thing. We have Daniela's dad coming out speaking so badly on Manon, and Daniela saying nothing online. And then we have Daniela going in an article saying, oh my God, I'm gonna FaceTime my dad to show him my bleached brows. Then Daniela goes, oh my God, yeah, I don't really have that many friends outside of the girl group. It's just looking shady. Like all around it's looking shady. I'm not saying that Daniela is like being shady for saying any of that. I'm just saying the events of things happening, especially in 2026, all these things happening back to back. If this is over 5 years, completely different story. All this happening back to back to back made her look like, okay. But even knowing all of that, I still didn't think she was a mean girl. I just thought like, girl, you throwing a little shade. Like she's from Atlanta, like you're a little shady, but you probably have friends and you're just talking. Girl, that is until, I want to say, the last month, I don't know. Y'all know how, listen, the kingdom knows how I feel. The last month has really made me be like, Daniela, girl. And you may be watching this being like, what are you talking about? Don't worry, girl. We're about to get into it. Remember Naisha I was telling you about, and how Daniela was like hanging out with her, or got caught hanging out with her, and Manon removed the pictures off her Instagram of Daniela and Manon? Well, Manon's birthday happened recently, and Daniela did not like Manon's birthday picture. And you may just be like, it's just a picture, she could have texted her. 1,000,000%. That was my stance for a little bit, because I was just like, girl, that she could have texted her, like, it's whatever. Like, she didn't have to like it. Even though all the other Katseye girls did like it, I was just like, it is a little shady, but maybe she texted her privately, okay? But then Naisha's birthday comes around, and Daniela likes and comments on it. Everyone is looking around. Like, everyone, whole team confused, whole house mad. What is going on? You couldn't like Manon's birthday picture, but you liked and commented on Naisha's, and it's just like, it's a little shady. And it doesn't help that Lopsided Bun also liked and commented on it. And y'all know how I feel about Lopsided Bun. Not a fan of it, but this is not her video, so you're getting your sparings right now. But then these comments happen and everyone's like, you're commenting on Naisha's post, like, that's a little strange. Like, I'm sorry, none of the other Katseye girls wish her a happy birthday. None of them. Why are you randomly going to comment on Naisha's birthday? And like, yes, y'all are quote unquote friends, but you knew this girl a few months before Manon. So like, it's like, you should really have loyalty to Manon in this situation, because Manon didn't validate her blackness. Like, let's be real, Naisha invalidated Manon's blackness, and you're taking Naisha's side? Is that not weird? And in the mix of like the happy birthday gate and all of this going on, that's what I'm calling it, at least happy birthday gate, Daniela comments on this Instagram reel, and it's of this girl defending her. I'm not putting the creator in here. Creator has nothing to do with it. That creator, I'm sure, is nice, talented. She didn't say anything wrong in the video. It's just the Katseye fans in the comments that were just being, you know, they were being fans. Let me just put it that way. They were being fans and they were arguing about certain stuff. But some of the fans, they were getting a little too ugly, a little too comfortable. They were saying very, very disgusting things about Manon in the comments. I'm not putting them on the screen because, girl, y'all are about to get me, but just take my word for it. I saw some of the comments and they were talking about Manon's looks, and they were saying how she was untalented, she was lazy, and all this crazy stuff. And I noticed when I was looking on this creator's videos, I'm gonna be real, I went back to that video maybe like 9 or 10 times because someone mentioned to me that some of the comments kept going away and then coming back. And I was like, Instagram comments don't do that, like what are you talking about? So I went back a few times to go see if like these comments were going away. Girl, I think the creator was filtering the comments, like, thankfully, but they were filtering them, and then the fans were coming back and reposting the comments on there, because it seemed like the comments went from, like, being commented 3 hours ago to being commented 1 hour ago, and I was like, for the same comment, like, it wouldn't change the hour, so it means, like, the creator probably deleted them to, like, you know, clean up her comments and not have this negativity going on, and the fans just came back and recommented it. Just weird. And I'm only saying this because Daniela then goes on that video and she comments on it, and she didn't comment anything special. I think she just put some emojis, but I was just like, okay. When this happened, I gave her benefit of the doubt because when I went to those comments, they were very ugly, but then when I went back a few more times, it got better and better. So I was like, okay, maybe Daniela commented on and she just didn't see all the comments dragging Manon. Even though I saw them several times, I gave her benefit of the doubt there. Then a few days passed and Naisha posted this picture of her, Daniela, Marquis, and Carly Girl. I hope I said Marquis right. We can leave Marquis and Carly Girl out of it because they don't really have anything to do with all of this, okay? I'm still right back, hey. And people in my comments say like, oh, why don't you talk about Carly Girl or Marquis? And from my understanding, I don't talk about them because they're not in Katseye. I'm gonna be real. Like, if I were to talk about them, they're not Manon's friends, so like them having loyalty to Manon does not make sense. It makes sense why they're still hanging out with Naisha, even though she's a little bit shady. They could have said something privately and just kept it pushing. They don't really owe Manon like any loyalty because they're not Manon's friends. But when this picture of them drops all hanging out, girl, I'm not joking. It literally was, I opened up Twitter and I'm like, and mind you, I don't like using Twitter like that, but I open it up and girl, lashings at Naisha and Daniela. Like, they're like, all the comments are attacking them and being like, you guys are hanging out, you guys are friends. Does this mean that you and Manon are not friends anymore? Daniela, what is going on? And then the conversation slowly starts to switch from like, are you not friends to Manon to, why do you both of you want to look like Manon? And I do want to put a pin in that, and I want to have a conversation about the erasure of Manon, but yet everyone's still biting off her looks and her taste. Because I feel like it really applies to the group Katseye, and not just Katseye, but Naisha. Like, let's be real. Naisha was biting off Manon's plate. Katseye was biting off Manon's plate. All the Katseye girls have always said we're inspired by Manon. We love her fashion. And Manon has said the same things about them. So like, never was really an issue there. But the conversation online did start to switch to Daniela wants to be Manon. Naisha wants to be Manon. It was just a very weird time. And she was getting attacked for quite literally everything. Mind you, this all happened a few weeks ago, so it's pretty fresh. But on Monday's video, I talked to you guys about Daniela getting on Twitter, or getting on TikTok, not Twitter, getting on TikTok and defending her man. And girl, me, a lot of you, honestly, most people were like, you got on Twitter to defend a man? To defend a man? Like, everyone was so confused. Like, I don't give your boyfriend or what? You didn't defend your father online, but you got on to defend your boyfriend? Let's make it make sense. But you couldn't defend your girl? Like, I'm not even joking. Like, and listen, the type of person that I am, all of my friends know this about me. You will never catch me defending a man online. Like, you won't. Like, I'm sorry. Even if I don't, like, you won't. Like, it's just not in me. Especially when it comes to, like, defending my man or versus defending my girls. And, okay, when I say defending my girls, there do be some, you know, there do be some men in the girls section too. But you get what I mean. When it comes to defending your friend versus, like, your boyfriend, it makes no sense. You got online to defend a man. You re-downloaded TikTok because, miss, I'm off social media. I don't have TikTok on my phone. You re-downloaded TikTok to go defend your boyfriend, but Manon got dragged online. You didn't like her birthday picture. You commented on a post where she's getting dragged online and you put laughing emojis because you were supporting the creator. You probably didn't see those comments. Whatever, I gave you benefit of the doubt, but it's looking a little shady. It's looking a little shady. I'm just gonna keep it real. But then you go online to defend a man. It's weird. And then you're still friends with this girl, Naisha, who does so many shady things. So shady to the point where not just Manon unfollowed her, but Laura also unfollowed her. But yet you're still hanging out with her. Your dad says all these crazy things about Manon. And then you go in an interview and say, let me FaceTime my dad and show him my eyebrows. It's like you want people to call you a mean girl. It's serious. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, this has nothing to do, like, I'm not even trying to be mean, but it's like you see all these things out and it's like, what are we supposed to think? Your dad got online, talked so badly about this girl, and a few months later, you're like, I'm gonna FaceTime my dad to show him my eyebrows. Not a good look. Not a good look. Like, we know you're obviously talking to your dad, yes, but why do we have to hear about it when he just did all of this online? Let's just keep it real. Like, why do we? And not to mention, you know, a lot of people do not like your man right now because your man has allegations of him stealing from people of color. And yet, girl, you download this app to go and defend a man over your Katseye member, over your sister, your ex-best friend. it's just weird, right? It's just weird. It's not just me. Okay, because like it's a little bit weird. I'm like, girl, it's just getting ugly. And I tried to keep the discussion about the lopsided bun to a minimum in this video because I know I'm gonna talk about it a lot in the other video I'm doing on this situation, because I do think she plays a big part in like Katseye's relationship with Manon and other people's relationship with Manon, because lopsided bun does not like Manon at all. Which is also why I thought it was very telling when I open up Instagram and I see lopsided bun in the comments with Daniela on Naisha's birthday picture. I was just like, you two commenting on that is just very weird, because you're the same two that did not go and like Manon's birthday picture. It's just weird. The whole situation is weird. And you may not think that's weird, and I totally get it, but I think especially with Daniela now in the Wild era being promoted as the center of Katseye, as the visual of Katseye, you know, unofficially, you know, she's being pushed as like the center. She's being very risky with her clothing, and I love it. Like, listen, I love it. Wear whatever you want to wear. I'm not telling you what to wear on your body. That is not what I'm saying here at all. I'm just saying it's starting to look like Daniela and the three girls behind her, because two of the members are gone right now. It's not even giving like a fair time for anyone. It seems like they're really trying to push, not them. Lopsided Bun is really trying to push Daniela to the center, because as we know, Lopsided Bun loves Daniela and she sees herself in Daniela.
I see parts of myself in Daniela. She is a Latin American. I'm a Latin American. She has been dancing since she was little. I've been dancing since I was little. So it's kind of like, I understand, you know, the weight of how this could change Daniela's life. When we first met Manon, there was obvious star quality there. Sometimes people of star quality have this arrogance or whatever it is about them. I would absolutely not put her in this group based on my work experience with her.
It just seems like Daniela's being set up. I'm gonna be real. It seems like she's just being set up. And I don't know if she's playing a role in this and she's agreeing to it, but I can't help but think otherwise. Do I think Daniela's an evil person? No. Do I think that she's a true mean girl and is like bullying people? No. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I don't think she's bullying anyone. I don't think she's a true mean girl. I do think that she's shady though. She throws shade. And I told y'all last week, I told y'all the week before that, I told y'all on Monday's video, I tell y'all all the time, shady it can be good and bad. I sit here all day and I throw shade. Y'all, we throw shade in the comments together, girl. Like, come on now, we do it. So I'm just like, she's shady. I don't think Daniela's a mean girl, but I think she's a shady girl, and she's from Atlanta. She knows how to throw shade. She knows how to clock shade and give it back, okay? But I've yelled at y'all for too long now, so let me know if you think Daniela's a mean girl or not. And just to recap, for all the things that Daniela did this year that made people feel like she was a mean girl, at the start of the year, she went on SNL and she was like, I think Sophia's a good liar. Then Manon gets put on hiatus and Daniela's dad is talking so badly about Manon. Then Manon's birthday happens and she doesn't wish her a happy birthday or like the picture. But then for Naisha's birthday, she likes and comments on it along with the lopsided bun manager. Then Daniela FaceTimes her dad to show her bleached brows and she tells everyone, you know, just that she's talking to her dad. And then that same time period, she talks about not having a lot of friends outside of Katseye. And I just feel like all of these things happening in 1 year, I don't think Daniela's a mean girl, but I think that she's not the nicest. She's not. I'm gonna be real. I think she might be a sweet, kind person, but you're a little bit shady. And morally, this might be a little shady. I don't know. The whole thing is getting a little gray right now. I don't know. Yeah, it's just getting a little shady. I'm just like, I don't know. But let me know in the comments what you think about Daniela. Let me know, like, do you think she's a mean girl? Do you think that she has shady moments? Like, I do, personally. I love y'all. Thank y'all for supporting me and hanging out with me and watching me. And if you made it to the end, I know at the beginning I asked you what you ate or drink or what you were doing, but I finished my iced Americano, or well, I'm about to finish it. Give me some drink suggestions. Tell me what I should try next. I love making coffee at home, but also when you guys put good stuff in the comments, I'm not joking. I literally just get it delivered to my house and I go try it, or I will go to a coffee shop and I'll try it. So let me know what I should try. But only if you made it to the end, okay? Anyone else in the beginning, I'm gonna know the difference because they're just gonna say like what they've been having. At the end, tell me like, ooh, Kyon, you should try this next. But I love y'all. Thank y'all for supporting me. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.